Well, here a little surprise this morning. Uh, I always say, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. And then love is the law, love under will. And the first chapter, Nuit, the goddess Nuit says, but to love me is better than all things. And uh, of course, I maintain, uh, or I suggest, or whatever you want to call it, that love is a force. It's as real as electricity or gravity or electromagnetism, or it's a force. It's a real life force, and that we experience it uh, most purely when we establish a feedback of love, okay, which is the whole uh, underlying uh, premise, I guess, of like Bhakti yoga. Okay, you truly tap into this love current uh, by falling totally gaga in love with God, and at the same time allowing yourself to receive that same pure intensity of that love juice back from the object of your devotion. Okay, so it's like a feedback, like a musical feedback. So I'm going to read you a little something, but I wrote a song, and I'm getting ready to do a show here in Sacramento. So I've cracked out the guitar, and I've been getting my fingers back into calloused shape. But I wrote a song. Actually, it was a poem at first that I turned into a song about this, and it's called "When You Fall in Love." Don't worry, it's really short because I want to do something else. I used to think that love was just biology and emotion, an island of bliss in sorrow's infinite ocean, existing apart, locked deep in each lover's heart. But love is greater than he and she. Love's the beat of God's heart. When you fall in love, you change the world, you change everything. Sun, moon, galaxies are created. Your genes are mutated when you fall in love. When you kiss your love, you kiss the world, you kiss everything. Subatomic particles start to tingle, space and time mingle when you kiss your love. Love's eternal, is what it is, was what it was, and it shall be infinitely love forever, ever and ever. Transcendental, love's all the all, it's wall to wall, and it's you and me. When you're making love, you lose the world, you lose everything. Two turn into one, and then nothing. It's kind of a quantum thing. this falling in love. Okay, all of that. Well, I needed to sing a song in public just to get my chops up again. So thank you for putting up with that. Um, but here's what I want to share with you. Okay. Now, there's one of my objects of adorations. That's one of my devotional stand-ins for the infinite. Okay, knowledge and conversation of the. Oh, yes, get a little more of me there. Knowledge and conversation of the holy guardian angel is kind of a quantum thing. Crossing the abyss is really kind of a quantum thing. Existence itself is kind of a quantum thing. You are kind of a quantum thing. And love and will and the tree of life and the aethers and the archangels and angels and spirits and demons and your holy guardian angel and the abyss and existence and you and me, all these things are events of consciousness. And consciousness is kind of a quantum thing. But before the word quantum entered our vocabulary, we used another word, magic. Magic and quantum physics both blithely admit two things can be in the same place at the same time. Magic and quantum physics happily agree that one thing can be in two places at the same time. And magic and quantum physics leave traditional religions and philosophies in the dust by audaciously suggesting that infinite things can be in infinite places at the same time and at infinitely different times. Even more exciting is the idea that action that is applied to one particle affects other particles at other times and in other places in space. Every breath we take, every move we make, every thought we think affects absolutely everything. When you fall in love, you change the world. You change everything. And when you wake up, everything wakes up. The illuminated magician is one who wakes up to the reality that all is consciousness, and ultimately the magician is the totality of that consciousness. We call this totality of consciousness anything we want to call it. If we don't get all sappy and superstitious and frightened, we could even call it God. But the magician doesn't view God as some gigantic mechanic who invents the big universe machine. Rather, the great whatever it is God consciousness is an actor. An actor in its own cosmic drama. An actor playing all possible parts. Performing all possible scripts. God is a stage, and all the players are merely holographic shards of God, costumed and made up to look like and behave like members of the cast. Men and women, stars and planets, having their exits and their entrances, playing out all parts, themes, variations of existence, experiencing all possible plots and scenarios, building and striking all possible sets, scenery, and locations. At the moment, you and I are lost in our parts, asleep, and dreaming we are those actors. We live among family members and spouses and neighbors and co-workers and fellow citizens and accept our role as one among millions. We surrender to the concept that we've been separately cast as bit players or secondary characters in this production. But be truthful with yourself. Admit it. Deep down inside, you've always known, even from infancy, you've always known this is your movie. No matter how modest or grand or delightful or terrifying or boring or painful or ecstatic your life circumstances may be, every day of your life you get up in the morning and go to sleep each night knowing full well that you are the main character. You are the protagonist. You are the hero. You are the heroine. You are the lead actor. You know in your heart of hearts that you are the star. And you're right. You are the center of all consciousness, looking out upon the movie of your own creation. The climb up the tree of life is not simply a progressive expansion of our individual consciousness. It is a step-by-step reintegration and reassembly of the small holographic shards of the supreme consciousness that we temporarily and mistakenly believe is ourself, into a larger, increasingly more universal shards. So it's a step-by-step reintegration and reassembly of all the small holographic shards. Okay, I'm taking it outside the parentheses into large and more increasingly universal shards. If you look at it, the tree of life, it'd be like, well, I'm 10 and I'm waking up to 9, but I'm reintegrating 10 with my 9-ness. And when you wake up to the consciousness level of 8, you achieve 8 by reintegrating the 10-ness and the 9-ness. Okay. Okay. These are the initiatory grades assigned to the Sephiroth of the Tree of Life. The neophyte reassembles and reintegrates his 10 gazillion shards of consciousness into 9 gazillion shards of consciousness of the Zealoter, who reintegrates himself into the larger 8 gazillion shards of the Practicus, who pulls his act and pools those shards into the 7 gazillion shards of the Philosophus. And as you gradually wake up to this great truth, as you progressively become more comfortable with identifying with higher and higher levels of your own consciousness, as you climb the tree of life, you approach the great realization that you are the ultimate solo act. Until that great awakening, however, our dream drama makes it appear that there have been others who have gone before us on this journey of waking up. Lao Tzu and Hermes and the Buddha, Jesus, Saints Clare and Teresa, Mansur el-Hallaj, Aleister Crowley, and countless illuminated sages whose dream names we may never know. They all might seem like tough acts to follow, but their quantum particles of awakeness have already homogenized the milk of the stars, already seeded the past, already mutated the present, already altered the future, already affected on the magical quantum level all particles of consciousness, so that in truth, the only act we have to follow is ourself. But until that eternal grand finale, we've got to start somewhere. We've got to embrace our own act. And magicians are great at embracing colorful acts. Merlin was quite a showman. Dee and Mathers and Crowley were all colorful acts. What's your act? Whatever it is, check your makeup. Brush off your wardrobe. Tune your instrument and clear your throat. Because it's showtime. And that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. And I promise I won't sing. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will.